Thank you very much, Reed, and thank you, Al. And I am as committed as bacon, as Al said. Now, if any of you are thinking, boy, if I was standing up there, I'd kind of feel like throwing up on myself and maybe passing out. Well, I gotta say, you're not alone. Definitely not natural, but you know, I normally wing it, but you know, I tend to get off track. So I actually made a few notes today, and I'd like to share a few thoughts with you prior to the vote, so you can all go in with your eyes wide open. Now, when I was 15 in junior high school, I guess I was involved in student politics, and I just fully embraced it. I loved the idea of responsible government. I loved the democratic principles involved in being representative of the people who elected you into office. We were remarkably successful because for some reason we had some really enthusiastic and brilliant young people that gelled and left themselves on the back burner for the greater good. You know, I think that's a conservative principle, if you will. You know, it's not about me, it's not about I, it's really about us. You know, people might ask, well, what makes a good conservative? Well, I think a good conservative, his values are based on common sense. It transcends left and right. It transcends these strong political ideologies, and it's really about you know, what really makes sense for the people, the greater good, and less about you know, our individual thoughts and more about the collective. So I've been proud to serve as a North Island Regional Director. I'm proud to sit around the board table with so many fine people at the local CA and the provincial level because of those democratic principles. You know, we've had a few that have jumped ship because they couldn't have it all their way. And while they're good people and I fully respect them, I'm happy that what we have now is an incredibly strong core that is focused on the greater good. Reed Ellie, Al Sebring, John Cummins, they'll be the first to tell you, nobody can lose a vote more graciously than John Sherry. I've done it a number of times. So when I was 15, I had a dream. It wasn't a dream you have in your sleep, it's a dream you carry in your heart. I had a dream that one day I would be able to enter the political arena as my job. You know, that I would actually be able to serve full time. The legislature. You know, the legislature for me has always been a magical place. It's hard for me to express what happens, but you know, as soon as I'm in Victoria and I see the legislature, and it's been this way since I was a kid, my heart starts to beat a little faster. When I'm up on the lawn, I'm in front of the building, you know, it beats yet faster again. And when I'm inside the building, my hair literally stands up. What hair? Don't make me take off my tie. You know, I feel bad for my wife and children because for them, you know, it's a visit to this big grand building. My children say, well, you know, oh, there's Daddy's office. I wish, right? But I mean, I'm immersed in it. I want to spend time in there. It's a very emotional and sacred thing for me. It's representative of integrity, or at least it used to be. And you know, it's hard for me to say that it used to be, but it's truth. And one day it will again. As soon as we have BC Conservative members in the legislature, we will bring the integrity back to the legislature.
Here, here, here.
Now, I do a little bit of writing. My blog in the dark for nearly a year, but if you get a chance to go to johnsherry.ca and start looking through my blog posts, you know, unfortunately, unintentionally, and I found this upon reflection, there's a bit of a common theme. There's a terrible word that comes up over and over again, and that word is corruption. Now, I know it's a harsh word, so I thought I would share with you a couple of definitions of the word corruption, and maybe I'll just leave it to your own devices to look at the governments of the last 20 years, their actions, and see if maybe there might be some sort of correlation there. Merriam-Webster's defines corruption as impairment of integrity, virtue, or moral principle. Impairment of integrity, virtue, or moral principle. It resonates with me. A business dictionary quoted it as wrongdoing on the part of an authority or powerful party through means that are illegitimate, immoral, or incompatible with ethical standards. Right? Incompatible with ethical standards. Again, you know, we all see different clips from the news cycles, we all see different bits of legislation, we all see what happens when they're implemented, these policies, these decisions by government, and you have to wonder if that word corruption doesn't come up in your own mind from time to time. Well, to all my BC Liberal friends out there, and many others, I have to suggest there's a time when a man has to stand up for what's right. There's a time for people to rise up. There's a time when saying, we're not the NDP, so it's okay, is now a moot point. That's no kind of argument. I challenge all of them to sit down with their children and look them in the eye, read them the definition of corruption, and tell them it's okay. We're not the NDP. On that note, I doubt even one sitting member in the legislature could do it with a straight face. You know, sad times indeed. But there's hope. You know, we're here to initiate real fundamental change, big change, common sense change, change that transcends left and right, you know, for the greater good of this beautiful province of ours. BC should be the envy of the world. We've got an extensive forestry industry and resources, but incredible opportunity to add value, add high-paying jobs, add revenue to the government coffers. We've got incredible mineral resources. And, you know, there's been this constant tug-of-war on the mining files for years and years. You know, time to get it done. Time for people to be able to go to work and make a good wage, and if there's any way we can add extra value to it, well, let's have a conversation, right? Transcends left and right, it's common sense. We need the revenue, our friends and family need the jobs. This province should be prospering, and it's floundering. You look at our energy resources, an abundance of natural gas. We have an opportunity to add a lot of value to that, to get it into the global markets, where we'll be realizing returns that are many times greater than what our domestic market will support. We've got clean hydroelectric power. We've been in a rush to put through all these individual independent power producer projects, creating a bunch of energy, frankly, at times when we don't need it, right? We've added a whole pile of debt without being privy to the terms of the contract. It's a little upsetting. And, you know, as a result, we're all paying more. And don't think it's stopped there. We're going to be paying more and more and more. If we rein it under control, we've got a chance. But we need to act now. We've got a fantastic manufacturing industry, but government still stands in the way. We're not going to be able to create jobs as government, but we're able to create an environment in which people, companies want to manufacture and have these high-paying manufacturing jobs here. There's no reason why we shouldn't be the envy of the world when it comes to manufacturing based on our human capital, our resources, and logistics, just the transportation corridors that we have to service the great market of the United States as well as abroad, particularly the Asia-Pacific countries, which are growing at an incredible rate.